Did a lot of this. A lot more than I was expecting. Conversation's just bumping.
Because I didn't crash.
That too. That's really helpful. So we're obviously going to continue to use cats. All right. We're here. We're here. Okay. So employees suck is what we've been going over for these last ones. Not like all my employees, but you know, I mean all your employees. It sounds like yeah, but you know, I quite like I quite like 95% of my employees. Even the 5%. Like right now we don't really have anyone that's bad per se. Everyone has their moments that's bad. It's fine. Like I understand. I used to be one of them. But all right. So now on to managers sucking. First off, just this. Well, no. So I have a situation that I don't know how I should handle. So we got a new manager, and I quite like him. He's a new food and
well, the
manager.
proper solution. Well, the proper thing to do is to talk about it live on the show. Well, not. I guess it's not live, but on a
live.
on
yeah, where it could be vented. I don't think he's going to watch this. Even if he is, it's not like I have no problem with this new food and bev manager. I like him. He's really good. He really knows his shit, and all that. But today there is quite a conundrum that he is sort of caught. He's new. He's learning the ropes, which sort of applies in. But he has a lot of experience like managing restaurants and whatnot. And obviously he's above me. Today it's Sunday. It was busy at first, but it really died down. So we should have been out by 10:30. Everyone. I would have been out at 10:25 barring this. I'm not upset over what I'm about to describe at all because I don't mind staying late because basically what we're doing right now, like it had zero effect on anything I did. We recorded until like 4 or 5.
As long as you're out by 2.
Pretty much. And I was, because it's at 10:30 p.m. But whatever, I'm done at 10:25. I noticed the kitchen's still going. So I keep going on. I guess I look back at the cameras. I have a little secret project I'm working on at work. I look back at the cameras again to see if they're still going. Yep, they are. I keep doing this. It's 11 p.m. at this point. I'm like, whoa, boy. So I eventually go over there. I know exactly what the reason this is. I haven't said it to the audience yet. That's to build suspense or something. Some dramatic thing. Anyhow, so yeah, I go over and all the kitchen cooks are a bit upset. Because they're still closing. You should have been out earlier, which is kind of true. So our new food and bev guy is really upset over one thing, and I agree with him on this because it's absolutely right. Something the kitchen has been doing, because that's how they've always done it, to my knowledge, is they will close equipment early, like say the milkshake machine, to start cleaning it. Which makes sense, but also we're still open. Like I've had a customer complaint. It was more a staff complaint, but they were a customer in this situation. I sent them over to go buy a milkshake. Couldn't get a milkshake because they closed the milkshake machine off. And that's kind of BS, you know. That is actually BS, and that pisses him off, and that's understandable, and I agree with that. He tells the kitchen people today that they can't do that, which makes sense. That's fine. And he comes up to me saying, yeah, they should be able to get out at 10:15. They just got to do all the cleaning stuff beforehand. And all they have to do is shut off the equipment and mop the floors, and they're out at 10:15. That's what he tells me. You know, he has this conversation. That's not as good as he told me, but sum up. Like I believe him because like I said, he knows his shit. He's managed. He's not like starting off as a manager. He knows his shit, so he knows. I have no doubt about that. I go in at 11 p.m. and the kitchen guys, and I should note this is that we have like cross-trained people. We have pretty much our best attraction guy in there, who agreed to stay. He basically agreed to stay for the kitchen as a favor. Like he stayed for he was parking. He was supposed to leave at 7 p.m. and he just basically barely even asked because he almost always stays for us. He stayed to help, with the kitchen because we had bullshit. We basically have a lot of call-outs at this time of year and people who are going back to school, so we're short-staffed. So he stayed and we had another one of our good guys in there. And then a cook. He's new. I really know how good he is, but he sounds good. He sounds like he stays a lot. They're all in there, and they're pissed. Reasonably so, because at this point, it's half past when they're supposed to close. And it's because normally they shut the grill off early and clean it, and it takes like an hour and a half or something like that. I don't know the full of it. I know nothing about the kitchen, right? And they're mad at the new manager, again, kind of reasonably so, because he said this. But like I said, that's kind of what happened, because that equipment still needs to be on. It should not be closed earlier. But, but they're still pissed, and it's reasonable that they're pissed. Because, he said they should have been out at 10:15. They don't even mention anything about, like, when they tell me, and I don't know what he said to them, obviously, because I wasn't there. But when they tell me, there's like, yeah, he said we couldn't start closing until we hit close. That's what they tell me. Not what he said about, like, oh, you can't shut off the equipment, you can start cleaning it before. So I know there's some misconceptions here, somewhere. But they're basically here till 11:30. I go in and they tell me, it's like, oh, by the way, this guy, one of my good attract, not the one that agreed to stay, but he's like, he didn't get a 30, and he just so happens to be under 18. I'm like, oh shit, that means he's at 8 hours. We gotta send him home. They're not even done yet. It's at 11. They end up finishing at 11:30. I had to send this guy home because that's a different thing. That's not really the new food and
Yeah, that's
guys.
labor laws.
No, but like they're scheduled into 3 because that's what our old manager, who was extremely incompetent, which is also probably why it's like this. Yeah, he had people coming at 3, and now it's 11, so that screws it up. If he came in at 4, he would have been fine. Like that's the difference. I got to talk with a food and bev guy about this. He's about to start scheduling. I'm like, I'm the only one who cares about that sort of shit. Usually,
Well,
I'm the one who
important,
focuses the most on that. Like, oh, it's very important. Yeah. Same with 30s. Like he had to stay, and he missed out on the 30, which not even necessary. If he came in at 4, he would have been fine. I wouldn't have had to send him home or anything. And he wouldn't have needed 30. But anyhow, I think the main problem with this is, like, the food and bev guy is right? But he tells them to do this, and he says, oh, they could get out 15 minutes after, it's reasonable. But he kind of just, he comes up to me, like, he dips at, like, 9, and, because he kind of just, like, he has a lot to focus on. He's learning stuff, so I know this, and, like I said, I don't know much. I'm not a manager. He has more experience than me in that. Easy. I just know people. I feel like he should have been there, though, instead of just leaving. And he's very good. He's very good, but, like, this...
Especially early on when he's there, so just to make sure,
like, even
see
just
everything
to show
that goes on.
Like, because obviously, they're doing a lot of the reason to why this is what it is basically because our last food and bev manager was incompetent as shit. And so, they're going off what he did, instead of what this new guy wants and could make better. So,
yeah, well, there's also the difference of interest in that the employees want what's best for them. He being a manager, he wants what's best for the company. That's always a big.
He was kind of angry in the
too.
office, a little bit, reasonably so, because he has to deal with it. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like the kitchen is entirely competent. The people in there that day definitely were. But
Our kitchen's very incompetent. I know that. I know how that is.
But he's trying to organize that, and he's pissed. He's like, aren't they paid by the hour? And I didn't really have the heart to tell him that, like, I don't even get paid enough for my job, so I don't even get.
Yeah,
I should have said I don't even get paid enough to do their job, let alone my job. So a lot of people don't want to stay there, but like I said, our best attraction guy was in there. He stayed for a double, and he's pissed, and reasonably so, because he's expecting to get out 10:30. He already agreed to stay for 4.5 hours, but they're here until 11:30. And I think the whole difference is just the food and bev guy not being there. Like everyone, I was talking to a few people, and they seem to doubt. It's like, oh well, it's because he just started here. He doesn't know what it's like to actually close here. He just kind of like screwed them for it. But I think he knows his shit. Like I don't think it's that he doesn't know, but I think he should have been there to show them. I think that would have made the difference. Been there.
If anything, it would have made it less bad for him because like it would have made him seem less bad to the employees.
Yeah.
Because like at least he's there too.
Yeah, he's there too. Like it shows. It's like this is like even if he ended up going.
It shows commitment.
Yeah, even if he ended up going purpose. Late. Like I know he's a manager. I know he's got a lot more. Like I see both worlds because I used to be there, and I know he's a manager, and I know the shit we have to deal with. Sometimes I know he's got a lot better shit to do. I think he was even telling me he had to be early in the morning. But like if he had been there helping those guys, like they might have still been pissed at him. But I think it would have been not as bad because he's like, okay, well, even though it's taking longer, this is the shit that has to get done. Like it was to the point. Like I was sitting there thinking, like I was sitting in the office. I'm like, fuck, I better go help them at this point. I don't know anything about the kitchen. There's nothing I can really do. I was just going to ask, hey, what can you have me do that I can help you guys over there? And all I really did was put trash bags in and wipe, like, one thing. But, it was like... I was just like, because that's what... I really mostly did because I'm like, that's what I feel like he should have been doing. And I feel bad because... Like I said, what I was trying to say earlier, like, our best attraction guy was there. He agreed to stay. And I from his position, like, if I was in his position, I would never want to stay for the kitchen anymore after that. Like, just that. Because they stayed in, like, he stayed, he already agreed to stay late. And, and he didn't have to do that for us. And he always does this. And then he gets screwed like that, It's one thing, it's just like, that's what needs to get done, and the difference is just the manager being there, I think. And now I'm in a situation where, I'm not required to say anything about this. But like the food and bev manager likes me, at least to my knowledge, and I feel like I should tell him about this and what I think he should do, but I don't even know if it's worth doing that because if my opinion's even worth respecting to him or not. I really don't. Well, I don't know what to do.
That's okay. So well, I think you should tell him, but use good phrasing. Like when I talked to the managers last night, I basically I thought about that ahead of time too. I thought, I have ideas of like what they can do to improve this. That being said, I'm not a manager. I don't have management experience. I don't know if they'll even listen to me. So what I did is I basically tried to phrase it in a way where I was like, I basically said, this is just my opinion, but this is something I believe would help. What you do with it is up to you, but this is something I believe would help.
I think that was really gonna have to say that. What the main problem I'm going to have is how I bring this up. Oh fuck! I thought I was still invincible. The main problem I feel like I'm gonna have with this is I don't know how I'm gonna start the conversation with this. And tell him like,
can I
hey,
talk to you for a second?
Well, no, it'll have to be a little more casual than that, and then mention it. But like I basically what I have to do is I have to tell him like, hey, so this day they were here at 11:30. It's just like I have to figure out how to explain to them like, yeah, so they're there till 11:30, and I know it's because of the equipment thing, and I agree with you, that needs to stay on until we close. But like, they were all really like I basically explained what I explained to you. Like that was one of our best guys. This is a guy who volunteered to come help me with the Like, and that was a shitty thing. But he came and helped me clean up that vomit I talked about earlier. You know, and he always does all this shit, and he was pissed about this. I think that, you know, that's my strongest way of explaining it, of like, you know, like, I don't know. I feel the way I was thinking is like, I don't know managing, but I know people. My mom was a manipulative cunt. My dad, people person. That merges together. I'm good at manipulating people, for good and bad, as needed. Fucking,
very
why
much
do you
same
all
here.
play Hot Air Skyway? But you know, so I know like you need it done this way, and it does need to be done this way. But like, they don't know because they've been doing it the Dave way. No, shit. No, that's fine. They've been doing that way, and he was shit. You gotta teach him your way, you know? Because like when you left them like that, they were here till 11:30, and you're probably right. They could have been out at 10:15, but they, you know, they don't know what to do. They didn't even seem to understand that they could have been cleaning because they thought, you know, they couldn't start closing until that. I gotta like explain it to him this way. But I don't want to be a dick to him because I do genuinely like him. Like, he's doing good shit. It's just, you know, I feel like all I feel the difference is he just needed to be there, and that would have been the difference. They would have been out quicker, probably. Even if they were still out later than expected, it would have felt less sticky because he would have been there too.
Yeah, half of being a manager is making sure or maintaining efficiency among your employees, and like creating a profitable environment. The other half is basically like building and maintaining relationships with your employees so you can correct problems as they arise and like guide them towards creating or towards doing what needs to be done to create a profitable situation for the company.
I don't know if anyone but me does that second part, honestly. Okay, I think the manager that's leaving does, but also gets really angry really quick. I am easily the most patient of I should know this. I get angry on the show. Besides the quick bursts of rages that I have from the game upsetting me, genuinely speaking, I am most of my rage is exaggerated greatly for comedic effect.
Yes. Believe it or not, we're trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't think we're succeeding, but we're trying.
I don't know. I feel like we are. I feel like Professor Derek is still one of my favorite episodes of anything we've ever done. It's very funny to me.
Stupid.
It was so funny, dude. Professor Derek! It's me, the puppet. That was such a funny
Get out of my sight.
I don't know what brought me to do, like, to just react like that. Part is like, alright, I know Derek's like doing his roleplay thing, but I gotta spice it up. I gotta do something that's so fucking annoying.
I'm very much myself on the show, other than just a little bit of exaggeration, and I'm also a lot worse at video games on the show.
Yeah. Anyhow, like I am easily the most patient out of all the managers there. The trade-off is I've described it as our angriest manager, who is brutal and angry. You don't want to get her mad. I explained to him like when I'm actually angry, I'm like a beehive of that if you fucking like shook it up for like 5 minutes straight and then put it on your head. And that is truthfully what I'm like when angry. Like I'm pretty confident. I'm not entirely certain of this, but I'm pretty confident I think I could make just about anyone cry if I was genuinely pissed off.
You cannot make me cry if you tried. It's nothing on this planet can cause me to cry. There's no force able to.
I might be able to. You might be the exception though. 2, I couldn't even tell you how because like I couldn't even like get myself that angry if I wanted to. Like, I've imagined a fake
it has to occur
conversation of one of my
naturally.
managers like, ooh, time to make you that angry, and I'd be like, there is literally nothing you could do on the planet to ever make me that angry at you, especially if you try. It's really hard. I don't know when I'm gonna finally snap as a, I just know it's going to eventually happen with this job at, like, an employee. I feel bad for that day. It's going to be bad.
Employees, they're gonna vanish.
It's going to be bad. I'm also quite, what'd you say?
Half of your employees are gonna vanish just like that.
Dude, when I tell people they have to go on, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm about to Spano snap. And then I like make a little snapping noise, like, all right, these people go home. That's how I do it. Oh nice. Boy. I feel like the name of this episode should be Sticky Manager. That's what it's going to be. Sticky managing. Sticky managing. I don't know why I thought of this right now in the middle of everything, but top notch. Oh.
I'm like the only person at my work that has the ability to remain calm under any situation, including irate customers. Some people like most people have like a certain tolerance, but like I feel like everybody at my work has like a breaking point where they'll just lose it with employees. I had a couple of the servers so that like after I was like dealing with a lady or something like that just could not comprehend how she just paid for her food, or how she could potentially pay for her food. She came and so like I kept trying to explain it to her, and she was getting like really rude, and I was just being very matter of fact with her, and just like telling her like how exactly I like ran the food through and like payment through, and what she could potentially do to finish paying for it because she hadn't paid for all of it yet. It's hard to describe exactly how it works. And after I was done dealing with her or something like that, or after I was done dealing with her, and two of the servers came up, and because like they needed me to do something else for them, and they're like, they came up to me and they're like, you were really calm during that whole exchange. She was really rude. I don't know how you do that. And I was like, for one thing, I didn't even think she was that rude for one, really.
Thanks, mother.
But also like, my entire life has been dealing with shitty people. So. Yeah.
They come up to me and say that. I don't know how you're calm during that, Mike. And I'm just like, thanks, mother. And then I move by. That's literally the reason I'm so patient. You have no idea. Like, and I mean,
for me, it's between my emotion. For me, it's between my lack of emotion and my experience with dealing with shitty people, and probably most importantly, I've been in business. I've been involved in business situation since I was 7 years old, because my family had the candle shop from when I was 7 until I was 16, and then I worked at the golf course. And now I imagine
you on a telephone talking of like a CEO, like trying to do the fucking Sony and Disney deal. Like, no, you're gonna pay us 50%, or else we're gonna drop out of this fucking as a fucking 7-year-old. That's exactly how I fucking
like I wasn't complete when I was 7, I wasn't like completely involved in it, but I was still in that environment. I witnessed like customer interactions, all that stuff, and I did still do some stuff dealing with customers, and I did for a long time growing up. So like it's very like business situations are very second nature to me.
What is with these people being so dead set on hitting me? Every fucking avenue. Fucking moment.
I've been able to. I've had the ability to put on the customer service face for for more than half my life at this point.
I'm so mad.
The customer is always right face, where you pretend that they're not stupid and that they have a valid point. When you pretend that they're not wrong, when in reality they couldn't be more wrong.
Sometimes I don't know if they're wrong or not because
yeah,
I just get that situation. I sometimes I just don't know because I have to figure it out. Figure out, was this staff a dick or were they a dick and they're just lying about it? I don't know. I literally never know. It's so annoying because I know I deal with such shitty people sometimes. But sometimes like I go up to them and they're very calm too, and they're just explaining like, yeah, this person was a dick. I'm like, okay, yeah, they must have been because this.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. It's difficult because I want to because a lot of the employees are my pals too, so I want to believe them.
Yeah. I've had several moments where like one of my coworkers was talking to an employee and and they sounded kind of rude or like said something rude, and internally my brain is just like internal yikes.
Internal yikes. That's funny. Holy shit! I earned a lot of coins. Fuck, dude, I was at like 400. Wow. God damn.
5969. Nice.
Yeah. I bought. They now have micro. I'm a little disappointed. They now have microtransactions in this game. However, I used to get the fucking Doc Brown Crash Bandicoot. So. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Had that. What you mean it did not have?
I'm very good at work though. I wear two faces at work though. When I'm interfacing with employees, I have the smiley, nice, fun, upbeat. Hi, how's it going? Can I take your order? What can I do for you? Like I have the SpongeBob attitude. And then when I'm around other employees, I have kind of like the Squidward attitude.
Makes sense.
I have when I'm not interfacing with customers, I'm carrying a blank expression, speaking completely monotone, and being very brutally honest and direct. That guy was thick.
Yeah. I want to get all the characters eventually. That's kind of why I came to this. I want to make sure I had all the characters. I have all the characters. I got every character, fortunately. And I didn't have to use microtransactions. I chose to because I wanted the cool hover car. God, do we have anything else? Because at this point I'm gonna switch to single races or whatever, or time trials.
I don't really.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm exhausted. This is an extra long episode. This last one, I could split it. I might, probably won't. Yeah, guys. It's been a blast doing the blast. Yeah. How many episodes we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was really hoping it would be 8. Thinking like 8 awesome angles. Let's go find an octagon. No. Hello?
Huh? No, I heard what you said. Octagon.
Let's go find.
What would you do if I just crashed?
Okay. Bye.
The sound is on.